You guys didn't see that. Yeah. Hello again. Welcome to day 2 of the anniversary week. Today we're taking a bit more of a chill day and we are doing a trivia quiz. Now, for those who have been with us since 2017, you may have known that a former administrator of the server, a Master Yoda, hosted a Kahoot quiz, testing you on all the, Pedguin game trivia, including some memes, including some lore, the builds on the server, game modes, and just some general knowledge. So we're bringing that back 8 years later to test your knowledge and see if you still remember everything in the past 10 years. You can see the instructions on how to join the quiz. You can either scan the QR code or use the URL menti.com with the code attached. The code will be present throughout the whole time, so people who join later will still partake in the fun. And, you may have seen that there are prizes involved. I'll get to a little bit more in detail with that later, as I'm waiting for people to join the quiz. Might as well see. Yep. We'll give it a few more minutes before we start the quiz, just so we can get everyone in. Wait, I know a good song to wait as the intermission for while we're waiting for people to join. I'll give it 2 more minutes, so it's exactly 5. Hold up. Let's see. I know the perfect song. If it will load. Oh, the video slowed down. Oopsie daisy. What the hell, YouTube? Thank you so much, YouTube, for your amazing performance nowadays. Here we go. Shout out to our administrator for producing this legendary beat. Lead developer. Alright. We'll listen to that later. But we can... might as well get started on the quiz. The code will still be on the top bar for people who join later, so don't worry. Well, this is the trivia quiz. We have 50 questions split between 5 sections. First one is just some general trivia knowledge to settle you in. Next, we'll move on to some more game mode specific trivia. Next, we'll follow through with some events. The next one after that are actually some visual questions, so you'll be tested on your ability to recognize things on the screen with your eyes. So if you're blind, tough luck, man. We'll continue with a true or false blitz, where you only have 10 seconds to answer per question, and the rest will be 20 seconds. So for the first 40, it's 20 seconds. For the last 10, it's 10. You can earn more points the faster you answer, and if you hold a streak. And for our top 3 contestants, you can win the following prizes. For first placers, for the one in first place, you can win 1 month of Tier 4 Patreon perks. For second place, 1 month of Tier 3. And third place of Tier 2. And if you want, you should send it through us through Mailgun with a screenshot of proof. Because, you know, it's very easy to just say I won. But that is how it is. Now, if you excuse me, I actually am also going to participate in this quiz to also test my own knowledge. I didn't make this quiz. That all goes thanks to Toasty, our lovely local administrator. So, without further ado, let's just get right to it. All right. 3, 2, 1. Our first question is, what game is this server for? Now, you have 20 seconds to answer this question. It's quite easy. I think it is definitely a Celeste server, in my lovely opinion. But I might have to be inclined to say it is actually a Terraria server. Sorry, guys, for getting that wrong. To whoever got Fortnite. Good for you. Our next question. What anniversary are we celebrating? Now, this one is a tough one to get. I, myself, don't even know. It is very tough. And if you're at the Q&A, it's hard to determine what was the actual age of the anniversary. Now, the answer is in fact the 10th anniversary of Penguin Games. Now, there is some discretion to it. Apparently, it might also be the 11th, depending on what a former administrator says, but we're sticking with the 10th. Question 3. How many ranks are there? Now, I don't pay too much attention to this because I am a proud Amethyst Luminite user. I never upgraded since, and I am always going to stay at that rank, you know, no matter what. That or wood rank, out to visual rank, which is one of the perks you can win for being in the top 3. And the answer is 126. For those who know 126, I am astounded you know that number. That is a pretty big number, in my opinion. I have not even gone up to my 50s yet. But we'll move forward. Our next question, how many points do you need to reach the max rank? Now, I don't know. I think you might need a calc for this, which is short for calculator. It's hard to really determine the logistics behind this, and I, even myself, don't know, to be fair. And the answer is 144,050. I didn't even need a calc for that, to be honest, but I'm just using slang, you know. Our next question. Who is the lead developer of the server? This is a really good question because sometimes it's hard to really know the answer. You know, maybe inside of us, we're all lead developers. But the answer is not Redigit. If he was a developer of the server, I think there'd be more horrible netcode. It is in fact the GOAT Game Room. Moving on to the next question. Who is our iconic Discord bot? Now, I might have to say it could be any of these. I could feel a bit Jungleman, I could feel a bit male-like, I could feel a bit Input Gwyn. But the answer was Bot Gwyn. Trick question for those who went with male Gwyn. Bot Gwyn was the first Discord bot we made. And male Gwyn isn't our own creation. It's actually forked from an existing GitHub repository. But kudos for being close. Oh, I can. Oh wait, you can do that? Oh wow, you can just interact with that. That's crazy. Our next question: how many voter star flare tiers are there in game? So, this is really important to our voters. By the way, you should vote for the server. PenguinGames.fun/vote. It gives us a boost in attention and also shows your patriotism to the server. And the answer was 3. There are 3 layers of voting, and those who are longtime voters know this as a truth. So keep voting, and you'll see a shinier star as you progress. Our 8th question. Which of the following users is a server founder? Now, those who stuck with our Q&A yesterday know the answer to this already. And I have good faith you know what to write. Why did my music on YouTube stop? I'm just trying to listen to some jungle music. And the answer is Clara. Clara was the person. And it is a bit of a hard to tell when Game Room joined, but Clara was first. Moving on to question 9. Who is the parkour manager? Now, the title of parkour manager has been passed down generation to generation, not by blood, just by high honorary? I don't know. To be honest, I'm just kind of yapping to make commentary. But who is the current parkour manager? The answer was, in fact, Toasty. Honestly, I think he might be a bit of a narcissist for putting in this question because he's the one who made this quiz. Don't tell him I said that. Oh, my apologies. Next slide. We are now on question 10, and I believe after this we'll see a track of the leaderboard. Now, who is the newest administrator? This one, you need to keep track of the news because it's very so few often that we end up with a new administrator. So, I want you to think very carefully. And the answer was Ipostu. Tricky. Good choice, Toasty. We're now at the leaderboard. Here are the standings as of section 1. In our lead, we have the Lunar One GTYT. I'm not going to include the X's. Next, we have the Barefoot Contessa. And in third place, we have Mew for Woo. I don't know. I'm not going to repeat what I said. So, For those who are joining after section 1, you still have a chance because we have 40 questions left to go. So, maybe someone will slip up, maybe you find your chance to get back in. So, why don't we just continue? We're now on to the second section. Question 11. Is everyone ready? 3, 2, 1. Which armor set is iconic with the Jungle Man class? Now, this is a tough question to think about. What is iconic with the Jungle Man? It's a huge mystery. For those who forgot to put in a name for the quiz, don't remember, if you win the quiz, just take a screenshot of your placement and send it over to us at MailGwyn. Now, the answer for this question was, in fact, jungle armor. Who would have thought that the Jungle Man wore jungle armor? I might be schizophrenic. Moving on to our next question. How many maps does parkour have? Now, this is an important one that you have to use your brain. One of these is a nice answer. The other ones are just kind of ugly numbers. You might need to use a calc for this. The answer was indeed 408 maps. Last time I checked, we had over 300 maps. I guess now we have over 400 maps. So kudos to the creators for not running out of ideas, because I would have run out of ideas at number 10. Moving on to our next question, question 13. As a reminder to some viewers watching, you can still join by using the code above. Next question, which of these game modes was never real? Now, all these game modes may or may not have been real. Some of these we still deny to these days that ever existed. Some of these we are blackmailed to forget. But there's only one correct answer. And the answer was indeed Minecart Frenzy. I know it sounds like a real game mode, but actually, you might be thinking of the one at Stardew Valley. Moving on to our next question. Which pickaxe does Spleef use? This one goes to our Mega Spleef fans, our Super Spleef Nation. Those who know. Why does my Terraria mix keep dying? We'll switch to Undertale and Deltarune music to sleep. But the answer was indeed the Cobalt pickaxe. The Cobalt pickaxe? I don't know how to say it. It was the blue pickaxe. Our next question, question 15. How many classes does CTG currently have enabled? This one is a tough one if you think about it deeply, especially for our older, especially as we've gone through many updates where we've included and removed some classes. The answer was 15. 15 classes we have currently enabled. And the one that is disabled is actually the Jungle Man. Maybe one day he'll come back from hell. What is this music? Why is it raining? Oh, it has rain noise, that's why. The question 17. Where are maps currently made for the server's game modes? The answer might shock you. The answer was an obvious map edit. Shout to Build World though. Still in our hearts. Still in our hearts. Ready for question 18? This one might be throw you a curveball. Which game mode has the highest rank requirement? Actually, I don't even know the answer to this one. Because I'm just an admin. I skip through everything. So when they added the requirements, I was like, sounds like a suggestion for me. But the answer was survival. It still is survival. And actually, if you meet the rank requirements for survival, you can join our Pixpaint lobby, which is running through the entire week, which is pretty cool. So if you want to leave a bit of Penguin Games history in this pixel canvas, definitely take the opportunity to do so. Moving forward to question 19. Which class could previously turn players to stone in Capture the Gem? This one is an easy one to our nostalgic fans. But who knows? Maybe you got it wrong. And the answer was Archer. Apologies for those who got it wrong, but Archer used to have an ability to turn players to stone and Capture the Gem. It got very controversial that memes and jokes were spinning around it for those who captured gems. Eventually, the ability was switched over to something more fair and balanced. To a fair and balanced ability. But the stoner stays in our hearts. Question 20. We are 2/5 through the quiz already. But it's still anyone's game. With these competition, things are sure to get fierce. How many classes does Class Wars have? You may have seen an announcement that we reached a giant milestone. But what milestone was that? And the answer was indeed 212 classes. Now, if you could tell me to pick one out of the haystack, I have no idea what class to talk about. Probably Penguin, the first one. As a reminder, we're only 2/5 through the quiz, with 30 questions left to go. So it's still anyone's game. Who knows? Maybe someone will mess up on the visual section or in the true or false or where else. You still have a chance to win the game. So don't be afraid to push forward. How many permanent game modes are there? As in those that are open to everyone. Oh, I answered incorrectly on this one. I know the answer. Oopsie daisy. For Maxim who said at least one, you're correct, but we're not looking for that level of correct. The answer was indeed 12 game modes. For those who thought of 15, you may have been thinking of Host Lobby and Survival, which are actually hostable game modes, and then additionally with that Fortify and some other deprecated game modes like Worms or TSPR. Question 22 for 22 players. How many Penguin Party games are there? Now, Penguin Party is our equivalent to just several microgames in one, so we're bound to have quite a plentiful. But what do we have exactly? You have to find out. Lightly says, I should know this. You should know this. This is actually the test for staff moderating, is knowing the amount of how many Penguin Games Party is. And the answer was 14. 14 Penguin Party games. Moving on to question 23. Which, well, we'll see. Which game mode is represented by an Architect Gizmo pack? Now, as you may know, every game mode is represented by some icon in the server. Capture the Gem, for example, has a gem. Class Wars has the Avengers emblem. But which of these 4 game modes listed is represented by an Architect Gizmo pack? And the answer is the one and only, the legendary Build My Thing. By the way, in 2026, we'll be happy to announce Build My Thing League, where players will duke it out by building, coming April 1st, 2026. Question 24. Let's just get right into it. Which pickaxe do most CTG classes use? Now this one is an interesting one because different classes use different pickaxes to, balance the game mode a bit. You don't want some classes with a strategic advantage in speed to mine faster than the others. The answer was bone. Bone is the most common pickaxe in CTG, with some being others. We are on question 25, which signals the halfway mark. So we're halfway there, but we still have quite a lot of opportunity to catch up in the lead. This will end the section of game mode trivia. How many balloons are in the Penguin Party lobby, excluding the silly balloon machine? For those who said there was too much CTG trivia, well, here is another doozy. And the question, although we thought 69 is a nice number, you just need to add 10 more with the calc. The answer was indeed 79 balloons. I feel bad for Toasty, who had to count up all the questions. I'm sorry for that, for counting all the balloons. That must have been a real ordeal. Now, let's see how the leaderboard looks after section 2. We have Cyan Nebula going up by 853 points, moving up to a steady 5th. And we've actually seen that Temtem has taken the lead at first place, with the Lunar Wand GDYT trailing on in 2nd, and now Devity in 3rd. Of course, we're only halfway there. And we'll still see it's still quite a tight race in the place for 3rd, and then 2nd and 1st. But it could be anyone's games, so it could be anyone's Penguin games. I get it. Moving on, we are on question 26. Let's go on to the next section. Which game mode from this list did have a league? I may have spoiled the question earlier, but one of these game modes did have a league to it. And it was a tight one, but it was King of the Hill League prior to its removal. Those who said build my thing league, I'm sorry for trailing you. And for those who said classic capture the gem league, unfortunately it's not there yet. It's on our radar, but we'll have to give it some time. Question 27. Let's move forward. Which game mode from this list has had multiple leagues? So more than one. You might need to count with 2 fingers this time. And it was correct with Capture the Gem League. It has seen not the first one, but also the second one. After 6 years of waiting between the 2 gaps. That's all we can say about it. Maybe Class Wars League will get a sequel, and maybe Tank Wars Tournament will get the comeback it deserves. King of the Hill, I don't know. It's kind of it's asleep. Whee. Moving forward to question 28. When was Capture the Gem League 1 hosted? This one requires you to have a knowledge of how dates work. So unfortunately, if you don't know how to count, it's kind of sucky. The answer was 2018. Those who got 2017, you're close, but you were not too close. Question 29. When was Tank Wars Tournament hosted? When was it hosted? Is a good question. And the answer was 2018. Tank Wars Tournament ran in the same year as Capture the Gem League. Those who picked 2019, that was a tricky one to face. It was 2019, I believe, that was King of the Hill League, if I'm correct. But it's okay. You still have a lot of chances to make the comeback. Moving on to question 30, and this will conclude our section on events. We're now 3/5 the way there. So we have it could still be anyone's game. And that also includes for all of our newer viewers that you can still join with the code above. When was King of the Hill League hosted? I kind of spoiled this question in retrospect, but it's okay. This one's a freebie for everyone. I will tell you, I have not seen the quiz before hosting this to keep it as confidential as possible. No leaking. And the answer was 2019. So maybe I did trick a few people into thinking 2018 or 2020. Toasty is saying King of the Hill League 2 2025, based on an offhand comment he made in a few years ago. I think that's called jinxing it, in my opinion. So maybe don't say things you promise, you know. Moving forward, here are the standings as of now. We've seen quite a stark change in everyone's placement, but we see that Temtem still remains a steady first place, being the fastest to respawn also, and the Lunar one keeps trailing on second. Of course, now we have Barefoot Contessa moving forward to third with only 600 points needed to get to second place. But of course, behind them is Saya Nebula with 240 points needed. And then we have a few others in the background. So take it in, suck it in. Will we see more people? Oh, I can remove these guys. Oh, I just realized. I could alter the game in my favor. I am placed 22nd on my phone, so we'll see. But the show must go on. So we'll move on to question 31, which is based on image detection. So, we shall see. Where is this picture? This picture behind you, where is this taken? The answer was the main lobby. Trick one for you, for those who thought this was parkour. Next slide. Moving on to question 32. If you squint your eyes, you might see this icon. Which game mode is this? The answer was Worms. Not to be confused with a game called Worms. Moving forward. Question 33. Oh, I completely skipped that one. There we go. You got a preview for the second one. Which class is this? Is it the Creeper? Is it the Pink Creeper? Is it the Blue Creeper? Or is it Minecraft? The answer was, unsurprisingly, a Blue Creeper. Unless you're colorblind, I think it's quite straightforward to get this one. Maybe the 3 people who voted Creeper should get it checked out. Moving forward. Where is this picture taken? Is it PvE? Is it the main lobby? Is it parkour? Or is it free build? The answer was PvE. Tough luck for those who picked parkour or main lobby. Next question. Which game mode is this? If you look at the photo here. The answer was Defend the Fortress. So far, these game modes are game modes that no longer exist. So, for those who have been with us for almost 10 years, this is great. These are great callbacks. Defend King of the Hill, close one though. Because that guy is on a hill. And if you think about it, that makes sense. Now, where is this photo taken? This one's a tough one. The answer was Pig Run, not King of the Hill. Now, this may look like King of the Hill, but you need to keep in mind that the Pig Run statue's there, not there traditionally. You need a key eye to call out. But for those who pick Pig Run, smart for checking it out. Question 37. Which class is this? We have the Psychic from CTG. We have the Magician. And we have the Psychic from Class Wars. And then we have Din. Dijin? I have no idea how to say their name. The answer was Psychic from Class Wars. Not Psychic from Capture the Gem, nor the Magician, nor Jin. You have to take account of the vanity. Another sneaky question. Question 38. Where was this picture taken in the background? This one is a bit tougher to see, but I'm sure you have sharp, keen eyes. The answer was indeed the main lobby. If you go down the cave system, you might find a beast waiting. Question 39. Oh, this is already a great one. Which class is this? This one is a bit tough to think about. I'm not even going to commentate on the guy who didn't get Jungle Man. It is the legendary Jungle Man. When will this man return? Maybe once he pays his taxes. This guy's clip farming for real. Wait, I think we can see the analytics. And finally, to cap off this section, we have this final question for image detection. Where is this photo taken? And the answer was unanimously host lobby, which you'll be taking a preview, which you'll be able to see tomorrow when we'll be going through some host lobby highlights of what the community has created for host games or micro games. Let's see how the standings go after section 4. We are 4/5 through the quiz, but we have 10 more questions remaining, and it could still be anyone's game. I see that now that Temtem has moved from first all the way down to 4th. Perhaps answering the questions the fastest might not mean being the best. Lunar One GDYC is now leading first place, with Mew Owo trailing behind on second, and Barefoot Contessa on third. However, it's still a quite tight race seeing the point distribution, with only the margins being by the 500s or hundreds. We have 10 more questions left to go. So let's, which will all be just true or false. So this one will really test your faith. Moving forward. True or false? Beginner difficulty has the most parkour maps. With these true or false questions, we have 10 seconds on the clock. The answer was false. Sorry, noobs. You don't have the playing field anymore in parkour. Question 42, also known as the question of life. Ranking up subtracts points from your all-time ranking. True or false? The answer was indeed false. For those who wrote it true, they are just clip farming. For real, for real. But it does not subtract from your all-time ranking, as the ranking from the leaderboard is all accumulative. accumulative? Yes. It just adds up and up and up. It does not do any sort of subtraction whatsoever. We'll move on to question 43. This is the first Penguin Games trivia event this decade. True or false? The answer was true. This is the first Penguin Games trivia event this decade, as in the 2020s. The last one was held in 2017. So, sorry for the trick. Don't call it bad question if you got it wrong. But we still have we're on question 44, and we still have quite a way to go to question 50. You unlock CTG classes by specific all CTG. What? Oh, you unlock CTG classes by playing specifically CTG. That was the spelling error. The answer was true. Minor spelling mistake. We'll move on. Apologies for that one. Question 45. True or false? Penguin Games has developed a CTG dating simulator. Sadly, the answer is false. Penguin Games has not developed a CTG dating simulator yet. Stay tuned for the future, where you can indeed date the fish. Moving on to question 46. We're on our last 5 now. And given how everyone's been performing on these true or false questions, I think there's still chances for everything to change. Solar Luminite is the highest rank. True or false? With the CTG dating simulator, you'll be able to date everything. The answer is true. For the one guy who said false, I wish, man. I wish. Question 47. True or false? We are going to add penguin crates. And the answer is a thankful false. We will not be adding crates to this game mode. To this game. But what Clara says, you think it's false, but in 10 years' time, you'll resort to adding them. Yeah, the only crates we'll add are the ones you can open in PvE, which we've already done. But we're not adding penguin crates. We're not adding the Antarctic battle pass. We're not adding any no gacha gimmicks, you know. Sorry guys, you can't spend money for the Jungle Woman vanity. Question 48. Legendary is the hardest parkour difficulty. The answer is false. It is not the legendary. Legendary is not the parkour. I cannot speak. Legendary is not the hardest parkour difficulty because it does not even exist. I actually forgot what the hardest parkour difficulty is named. I'm not part of the parkour civilization. I believe it was. We have the parkour manager, and it was Grandmaster. Named after Celeste, apparently. Celeste mods. Or chess, I guess. Can't believe Terraria's made it named after chess. Question 49. We have 2 more questions to go. Class Wars League was our most recent tournament. True or false? The answer was true. For now. Maybe we'll host another tournament in the future. We are on the last question of the quiz. So I find it fitting if we add some intensive music. Are there any suggestions for what the music for the final question should be? I see unnecessary tension. Game rooms doing drugs is bad for you is another one. Crypt of the Necrodancer 3-2. Towerfall Ascension. Sophia the First Intro Vert Mix. I think I know a perfect one. 1 second. One second, it's loading. Alright. We have a star jump from Celeste to back us up for the last question of this intense trivia quiz. We've had a long 50 questions ahead of us. But we've reached the concluding mark. Who will answer this one correctly and who will take home the trophy? Well, the virtual trophy, because we don't have a physical trophy. Part of our sustainability objective. I'm gonna wait for the music to get to like the peak moment, you know. We're at the minute mark to this. So we should get ready. The last question for the trivia quiz. Here we go. True or false? You can currently select Jungle Man in CTG. Is this true or false? This is a tough one to answer. Everyone has voted, and the answer is false. It is undoubtedly false in the Penguin in this answer. You cannot select Jungle Man in CTG for the time being. I wish it was true, but he's just too powerful for Capture the Gem. Though, I wish it was true. Justice for Jungle Man. With that, we have gone through the last question of the Penguin Games trivia quiz. So why don't we see how the final standings are? Not enough time to participate, you know? You should have been there from the beginning. And the winners are... Let's see how... Oh! The winner is the Lunar One GTYT. Congratulations with 38,044 points. Trailing behind in second is Mew for Uwu. And in third is Barefoot Contessa. For the top 3, send a screenshot to us on Mailgun to show some proof, and we'll distribute the awards. We'll be sure to share this quiz publicly as well as the stream as well, so you'll see the whole playthrough. But following this, we would love you to rate the following based on your own personal opinion of this quiz. Did you learn something from this quiz? Do you recommend this quiz? Do you like this quiz? Or do you dislike this quiz? This is very important for us for feedback, and definitely not susceptible to being graded upon. You can strongly like this quiz and strongly dislike a quiz. The 2017 one, I will say, had 58% negative rating. So it was a bit sad to see that was the case. So we want to take strides to improve it, but you know, we'll grow as we get through it. But that's the end of the trivia quiz. Thank you for participating in this short stream. It was fun to bring it back and to just do a general quiz for once. It's just fun. The reason why we didn't do Kahoot is because Kahoot is greedy and Mentimeter was a lot better. I did see that there were some people region locked, so we apologize. We'll look into better solutions, or we might just do our own solution because these type of streams are just silly. But thank you all for tuning in, and well, I reached the end of my presentation. You know, while I'm here, we can check how the PixPaint lobby is doing for a quick check-in. Just for reference. Well, actually, we'll give this a quick BRB so I can actually join without any sneaky people watching my login details. Yeah, don't stream logging into your account. I'm trying not to do stuff stupid. Alright, we're back in here. Sorry guys, you don't get access to the admin account. For those who are wondering how to join PixPaint, you log in, you join survival, and you select PixPaint. And here we are. There is Winggaster, so, and I'm surprised my stream hasn't crashed because of it. For PixPaint, you need to match the standard survival requirements, so that is having the right rank and also voting for the server. Here is Sans. Here are some signatures. I just got Rickrolled. Here's Penguin Grains. Here is Sans again. Here are the horses. Plur. Glorp? What is this thing? This one I thought was funny. It must be a picture of photorealistic Kaya if we think we fucking balls? Veils. Me. Here are some Undertale yellow sprites. Balls. Oh, another good one is over here. This wonderful pixel art of Nico from One Shot. This one was quite cool to see built in real time. This is just a Discord status. Good morning and good morning. This is love on the beach. Wanna be my wolf? Says Lesia. A woo. Some couch gang. I think this is still in progress. This is definitely not in progress anymore. I think this is a tank. When Air is Superman. A pretty cool Superman pixel art from Lesia again. It's the Abyss. Oh, hello Juxta. I think I saw what this was before. I think this is a Starbound NPC, I think? I don't play too much time. Oh my god. It is. Woo, I'm totally not Kevin, and just the voices of insanity telling you to shoot yourself in the appendix. Yo, we have something cool to show, Squid. Okay, I'll teleport to Devity. Okay, good to know. This is cinema. I'm not gonna say the line. I think I saw, yeah, a beautiful ripped heart. I don't know if it's still, if it's finished or not, but it does look really cool with the whole half painted look to it. Oh, I do know over here. It's just Square Town. And that for some reason gives me a lot of lag, apparently a lot of lowered frames because of the level of paint. Oh my god, it's him. It's the Royal Scientist. And then we also have Sans celebrating with the penguin. With the Starbound penguin. Penguin, I remember your 10th anniversary. Next year, we also have a cute r/Terraria recreation from Pixpaint, from r/place, this inferior one. This I can't say what it is supposed to be on stream, but it's just Rouse with the thing. We've been here. This one's a simp. This is a cool piece of pixel art. I don't know who this is from, but I don't know who this is. It's just some anime woman. I don't know. I talk to real woman. This was from yesterday when I stood in a corner asking questions in our Q&A. And someone decided to play tic-tac-toe on like the world's worst designed thing. Here is a really cool creation from Vivaus, the Forgotten Artifact, or otherwise known as the First Fractal. 1 second, I'm lowering. Very cool stuff. Yeah, the goat, for real. Vivus? I don't know. I think this one is... Oh yeah, this one's cool. I think it's just some guy watching the world explode. Oh my god, is that him? It's Wingaster. The Royal Scientist. What is happening here now? Is it time to play tic-tac-toe? I'll be the X. You get to go first. You fool. You've fallen for the oldest trick in the book. I'm a comedic genius. And I win. Sorry. This is... oh. That's just a big bar. I think if I recall, there was yes, there was some progress going over here from Cureleg. With some crazy I think it's going to be a dragon? Or some scaly? I think this is real pretty cool. And yeah, this was the monstrosity I was talking about with the Among Us wall. Yeah, I think the wall should be stopped. It's like containment breach. And I think at the bottom there's even worse. It's even worse. Yeah, with the big ass Among Us guy. The Amoogle. But I think it's quite empty still, so there's quite a lot of room to grow. In fact, let me see if I can get a picture now. If I know the instance name, just so I can get a picture of the map. One second. Yeah, check it out. It is quite huge so far, but we've got a lot of empty space over here, and some over here, and some over here, no, some over here, a little bit over here, but it's only day 2 of the Pixpaint build, well, paint-a-thon, so of course I'm being harassed by Loss and Tic-Tac-Toe. I think over here is actually the Spleef Nation trying to take over Pixpaint with their signatures. Yes, Spleef. Got some work here. Some pretty cool iconic players in the Spleef Nation. Egg. I think over here, yes, were some pretty cool pixel arts I saw going on. I don't know where these are from, but they are really cool to look at. That is a crying slime, poor slime. No Paint, SMH, Enrage was here. Binding of Isaac. I think those weird ass idols. Sludge. Sludge Nation. And I think there was something here I saw. Ah, yes. A recreation of the first starting area for Hollow Knight. Silksong tomorrow? I hope so. We also have a really cool Godhead pixel art. Where can I find it? I did see it somewhere. There's Azrael Dreamer. Spoilers for those who played who have not played Undertale. Here you can see our port. But the progress so far seen in the first 2 days is amazing, and I'm excited to see how it'll go throughout the whole week. So this is a survival instance open on Penguin Games. If you just join, then you're able to leave behind a memento. And yeah. But that's the end of this. It was a short stream this time. Fast quiz. I thought it would take longer, but it was honestly quite fine. Thank you all for who participated. And, well, tomorrow we'll be doing a host lobby showcase. So where we'll be actually going through some micro games in the host lobby and seeing what the community has made in the past 10 years. Some of them you may know as super iconically from some YouTube videos, and others are pretty recent and pretty new. So we'll see what's cooked up tomorrow for the stream. But thank you all for being with us for the stream. And I wish you all a lovely good night, good evening, and good morning, and happy 10 years for Penguin Games, as I say each time. We'll see you tomorrow for the host lobby stream. Cheers!